All right, so quick update of the 3.8 liter X51 swap on the 981 Cayman. A couple new things. Center radiator is in there and working. We added the GT3 master cylinder to the brakes and also the GT4 brake booster, so it accepted. As you know, we put the 991 Carrera S front brakes on, and the rear are off of 718 with the PCCB option, or also the 996 turbo. So to support that bigger, beefier brakes, we put a more beefy master cylinder on, and the brake booster was required to make that all work. There might be another way. Inside, and we'll start this up, and we have the Racing shift knob, the Prolix on the numeric shifter and cables, and it's phenomenal. I don't know what other word to use. Limited slip to OS limited slip differentials in there. We also have the BBI lightweight flywheel and sport clutch kit. We added this carbon fiber wing on the back, duckbill style. Not too happy with the fit and finish. It's okay along here, but over here it kind of sticks up a little bit. So I'm gonna play with that, see if I can get that dialed in. Let me show you from the back. Kind of like there's more gap on the sides, flush in the middle. So just one of those things that bother me. But I think it looks pretty cool. Otherwise, I mean, it sticks up. Nice view out the back as well. So we'll play with that and see what we can do. Might have to throw the stock one back on there if can't get the fitment right. All right, well, where we're at in the process, car's running. We're gonna put a new map on it. Still working on the tuning, but it's good so far. So let's get it cranked up and show you a cold start. Let's open it up. Another fault. Let's get it. Get it from low RPM. What's up, guys? John, Flat 6 Motorsports. Just got out of the Project 981 Cayman, but just want to give you some impressions. Car drives great. We're still dealing with a little bit of tuning things that are probably going to linger for a week or so as we just kind of test and try some things and get it dialed in. I mean, this is pretty uncharted territory for us, so that's going to take a little bit of time. Car pulls really good. There's a little bit of just kind of on tip in, like really low throttle, a little bit of hesitation. We're trying to get dialed in, but otherwise, man, it feels good. I can't wait to get it on the dyno to really just tune it in, but it is properly fast. I think I don't want to sound disappointed, but you know, I've been in a lot of fast cars. It's definitely not the fastest car. It's fast, but definitely not the fastest car. I think like one of the problems with it is the car is just so planted and stable that it's not as dramatic. It doesn't, you know, throw you back in your seat and, you know, cause a bunch of commotion with the rear end. It's just so smooth. The power delivery is great. It's like you just have to look down and realize, I have to shift the gear, excuse me. You have to realize that the car is just dipping out, moving. I mean, it feels fast, don't get me wrong. I guess that's just one initial impression, but we still have some room to go on the tuning. I think, you know, we're on like version 4, revision 4, and the first part was just really getting the thing to work. So that's all good. There's a little bit of chattering with the lightweight flywheel at idle. So something that, if you guys are considering a lightweight flywheel and sport clutch kit, we're in the BBI one. Some of you will deal with. Car sounds awesome. Revs are great. It revs so free. I mean, that's the nice thing of that flywheel, that lightweight flywheel and that numeric shifter. I mean, it's just downshifting. It's like, it almost is like it has rev match. Like your foot just naturally rev matches when it's on the throttle. I can't explain it. It's phenomenal. I think like with standard power, that would be a really worthwhile upgrade, to put a lightweight flywheel on that numeric shifter, especially the shifter. I mean, it just transforms the car. And we have the Racing Prolix knob, which is a weighted knob. So the weight of the knob on top of the actual shifter makes it just feel so dialed in. I mean, it's so mechanical feeling, but it's so awesome. I mean, I was looking forward to it. We've installed them before, and they're really great. We knew that we would like it, but as I'm just driving the car, I'm thinking, man, this is probably one of the best upgrades that we've done as far as driving experience goes. Now the engine itself obviously has a lot more power, feels very good. Gearing is nice. It's a little shorter in the base Cayman, so I think it's properly aligned for that power. The GT4 has some long gears in it, so I think this is a nice option. That LSD works really well pulling out of turns. Haven't truly pushed the car to like 10/10ths or anything, but got on it a good bit. I mean, we obviously ripped it up through Redline and stuff, but excited to just kind of get the overall balance of the car dialed in, because it's it handles great. Brakes are really good. I haven't got enough heat in the brakes to really feel out the brakes yet. Looking forward to doing that, but they're beefy, they feel good, very planted feeling. I like a little more bite, but I suspect if I get a little more heat in them, that'll take care of itself. They're the Ferodo DS 2500s. And if they're not, we'll just go to a more aggressive compound. So we probably will eventually anyways, to be honest with you. But it's very streetable. I mean, the car, I still don't have all the panels back in and carpet back in and all that kind of stuff, but it it drives like it did stock. I mean, it doesn't feel like you're in some kind of like hybrid race car with a bunch of crazy stuff going on. It really just feels like this is the way the car should have come, to be honest with you. And I think if Porsche wasn't trying to protect 911 sales, that's exactly probably how they would have built that car. It just feels so balanced to be, not to overuse that word, but it has this, this level of performance that's very similar to how it is stock, but just amped up to level 10, I guess. Stock would be like on the 2.7 would be like level 2 or 3, and now we're at 10. An S would probably feel like a 5 or so, and this is double essentially, with the JRZ coilovers, the bigger brakes, and the engine. It just feels really good. So excited. We're hoping, our goal is to about 400 wheel horsepower. We'll see if we can get there. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem with the hardware we have on there. We have the GT3 throttle body, high flow air filters. We have the agency power 200 cell headers at this point, and the Soul Performance catback. We might swap out for the Soul Performance catless headers here pretty soon, just to maximize the power. I think those agency powers, they sound really good. They're nice, I would say, blend for the street. And the only downside with them is they're probably not designed for what's coming out of that 3.8. So eventually those catalysts are probably going to blow right out of them. And they're far enough upstream in the header where we can't really drill them out. So we'll just go with something different. They work great though. I did like the headers before we did the swap, and I suspect they probably would do well for a while. But obviously they're going to be choking off some performance. So it's amazing, all the 981 stuff will bolt right up to the engine. It's no big surprise. The 981 and 991 share a lot of parts. But that's kind of quick first impressions. I mean, the car feels really good. We're really excited to get it dialed in and see what we can get out of it, get it on the dyno. And it's going to be crazy to compare like the bone stock 2.7 versus all the modifications and tunes we did on the 2.7 versus the 3.8, but I'm really just excited to drive it more. It's just properly fast. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's not, you know, turbo fast, you know, in like really high horsepower 911s where, you know, it'll throw you back in your seat and you're like struggling to, like, you know, hold your body forward. It doesn't have that kind of push to it, but it has like a very just good racy, you know, speed to it. And it's just rapid. It just accelerates. And you know, as far as naturally aspirated cars go, I mean, obviously you don't have lag. The way that shifter works, I mean, this thing's going to be so amazing on the track. I think that's going to be the biggest thing is once we get out on the track, you're going to feel all of these components working together in a way that when you go to a turbo car, you don't quite get. Like, turbo cars are really cool, make a lot of power, especially on the street, because, you know, you can kind of control when you want to get into them. But on the track, they sometimes just feel a little bit, you know, underwhelming because you're waiting for the turbo to respond. Get a little lag depending on what RPMs and gear you're in and stuff. And sometimes depending on the turbo setup, you lose a little bit at the top. So this just feels like it's going to be an animal, complete machine out there. We're going to probably have to turn the suspension up a little bit as far as some of the rebounding. It's just not as stiff as it probably needs to be. And it feels soft right now, but that's kind of the setting we had it on as a street setting. But once we get on track, we'll start doing some stuff, and then eventually we're gonna have to add some downforce to it with probably a rear wing, and we're gonna put the Virus Engineering underbody panel on it. We're gonna test fit it for them. They made it for the GT4, and it looks like it'll fit on the 981 non-GT4. There's two different mounting screw holes on the GT4, but it looks like everything else lines up, so it'll just have two less bolts holding it, but it should be plenty sturdy, and we're going to see if there's anything else to secure it to. So excited for that. It'll allow a little bit more aerodynamics underneath the car, reduce some of that drag, and I don't think we're going to do front canards. I don't know. We're putting the side scoops on, the GT4 side scoops, but we'll see. This thing's going to be fun to play with for quite a while, so stay tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. Enjoy.